Hey, welcome back to our study here in Proverbs 3 11 through 12. Just kind of wrapping things up today. Got a couple things for us to think about from this passage. We talked about, the discipline of the Lord in this passage. Remember, my son, do not despise the Lord's discipline or be weary of his reproof, for the Lord reproves him whom he loves, as a father the son in whom he delights. So, the question I have is, if you find that you despise God's discipline or are weary of his rebuke, then what are you going to do today to change those responses in you? If you're looking at the things that are hard in your life, right? You're a Christian, right? You love the Lord. You're seeking God with all your heart. And you got discipline in your life. There's some tough things you're going through. There's some trials you're going through, right? There's some sufferings. There's things that God has removed from you. There's some affliction going on. And are you despising that? Are you hating that thing? Maybe you have a physical problem, right? Maybe you have a disease. Maybe you have some kind of physical handicap. Are you despising? Are you hating that? Or are you seeing that as the Father loving you, as something flowing out from the heart of God, that He wants the best for you, and that affliction, that trial, is creating the best in you, making you better? Because ultimately, the outward things, the physical things that we do, right, are those are not the problems. The sin is the problem. So the afflictions, the trials, those things are killing sin in us. So what are we going to do today to change our response? If we have a problem with that, then we have to do something to change the response. We can't be like, well, it is what it is. I guess I'm just going to have to despise God, or I hate this thing. I can't believe it. I can't believe I have to go through this trial. Maybe your marriage sucks. You're like, I can't believe this. This is horrible. Why would God do this? Wait, nope. Don't despise what He's done. He's given you a wife that maybe is horrible. Maybe He's given you a husband that just is a slacker and a horrible person. That's discipline from the Lord. Now, how are you going to act when you do that? Are you going to despise it? You're going to hate it? Or are you going to choose to do something else? What are you going to choose today that is different? What are you going to choose to do today that would change your perspective on that? Because you can sit here and whine and complain and be like, oh, I can't, I don't know what I'm doing, blah, blah. Or you can do something different and change. And then the second question is, what are your blessings? Think about, how is God blessing you? Now, discipline is a blessing. That's what it says in the Psalm we looked at in our study. God's discipline is a blessing. What you need to do is go and write them down. Then, if you're struggling with this idea, if you're struggling with the discipline of the Lord, write down the blessings He's given to them. That was the problem with the people in Israel. They forgot, right? That was the problem with the author of Psalm 119. Oh, I forgot your ways. I forgot your statutes. And then I remembered them because I learned them because I went through these afflictions. So write them down. Remind yourself when you begin to despise and grow weary of the discipline of the Lord, remember the blessings that are coming from the discipline. Search for those, because sometimes we get hung up so much on just the bad thing that's happening, we're not even looking for the good. And yet there is good coming from it. And so we need to remember to do that. That will help us to correct our thoughts, because if we're just looking at, oh, this bad thing, this bad thing, this bad thing, and we're forgetting, like, oh, the Lord loves me through this. The Lord's brought this into my life for a reason, because He loves me. So I need to take, okay, how is God loving me through this? What am I learning? What have I already learned through this? What could I learn from this? What should I be learning from this? Those are good things to do. That's a good place to go, because if you just sit there and like, oh, I got this son who just is a horrible slacker. He's just mooching off me all the time. He doesn't do anything good. Then what's wrong? I got this daughter that's horrible. I got this wife that does this. I got this husband that does this. I got this place at work that blah, blah, blah. We're always complaining about, these bad things in our lives, these hard things in our lives. They might even be bad. They're not even morally bad. They're just hard to go through. And then we sit and complain. We forget, wait a minute. God's disciplining me through this. He's trying to teach me something, or he's trying to correct me from something. But he's already blessed me. He's blessed me bountifully, the psalm says. So I didn't remember that. It's like the Father loves me like his Son. And even greater than that. I mean, obviously the Father's perfect. So his love for me is greater. So that's what he's doing. He's loving me through this. Now you're like, I don't want that. Nope. Change your thoughts. Stop it. Change your thoughts today. So let's end there for this week. Next time we'll jump into the next section of Proverbs chapter 3. Kind of going back to what we've been talking about. I'm going to jump back into this idea of who wisdom is. This woman wisdom. And so we're going to kind of change gears a little bit. Maybe go up into second gear. Go a little bit faster through these passages. It's kind of repetition a little bit, get a few more little nuances. So I want to speed things up a little bit more. So we lay in the foundation here through chapter 3. Now we're hitting this place here. We're going to jump into some stuff we've already covered again. And so I'm going to go a little bit faster. So hold on. We're getting ready to go here. And then we'll see where it takes us when we get through the rest of this book. So I'll see you back here next time.